You notice it slowly. The replies get shorter. The energy feels different. The warmth you once felt fades into silence. You send a message. She reads it. No response. And suddenly your mind becomes a crime scene. Did I say something wrong? Is she losing interest? Is there someone else? Your brain starts running investigation mode. And here's the truth most men never hear. When a woman starts ignoring you, the instinctive reactions most men have are the exact behaviors that make the situation worse, not because you're weak, but because human psychology is strange. Attraction doesn't respond well to pressure. Connection doesn't grow under emotional chasing. So today we're breaking down 7 things to do when she starts ignoring you, and why these moves completely change the dynamic. Because this moment, it's not just about her, it's about how you handle silence. And silence reveals everything. 1. Stop flooding the signal. Picture this. You send a message, no reply. 10 minutes later, you send another. Then a meme. Then a "you alive." Then a casual "lol, guess you're busy." Then maybe even, "Did I do something wrong?" Now your emotional radar is scanning for reassurance. But from her perspective, the signal gets noisy. Attraction runs on emotional bandwidth. When someone floods the channel with messages, it doesn't feel like connection. It feels like pressure, and pressure triggers psychological distance. You're not crazy for wanting clarity. But here's the paradox of attraction. The more someone feels chased, the less they feel curiosity. So the first move is simple. Stop sending more energy into a silent room. Pause the signal. Let the silence breathe. 2. Don't assume the worst story. Your brain hates uncertainty. So when someone goes quiet, your mind starts writing a dramatic script. She lost interest. She found someone better. She's playing games. But here's something most people underestimate. Humans disappear into their own worlds all the time. Stress, work, emotional overwhelm, social burnout. Sometimes people go quiet not because they don't care, but because their emotional bandwidth is full. You're not weak for wondering what happened. You're human, but jumping to worst-case conclusions changes your behavior. Your tone shifts. Your energy tightens. Your words carry hidden frustration, and people can feel that. So before reacting, remove the story. Observe the behavior. Not every silence is rejection. Sometimes it's just life happening. 3. Redirect your attention back to your life. Here's a quiet truth about attraction. People are drawn to those who have motion in their lives. But when someone starts ignoring you, something subtle happens. Your attention collapses into one tiny point. Your phone. You check it again, and again, and again. Your emotional focus becomes one person, and that shifts your entire psychological posture. Instead of being someone with a full life, you become someone waiting. But attraction rarely grows toward waiting energy. It grows toward momentum. So instead of staring at the silence, move your attention somewhere alive. Go train. Call a friend. Work on something meaningful. Step outside, not as a trick, but as a reminder. Your life doesn't pause because someone else went quiet. And that shift in focus changes everything about your presence. 4. Don't try to win back her attention. This is where most men fall into a trap. They feel the distance, so they start performing more jokes, more compliments, more effort, trying to reignite the spark. But attraction is strange. It doesn't respond well to performance. It responds to authenticity. When someone senses you're trying to win their attention, the energy becomes transactional, like you're auditioning. And people instinctively move away from auditions. They move toward people who feel grounded in themselves. You don't need to become louder, or funnier, or more impressive. Your value doesn't come from convincing someone to stay. It comes from how comfortable you are whether they stay or not. That emotional steadiness, it's magnetic. 5. Let curiosity work in your favor. Human psychology has a fascinating mechanism. Curiosity, when someone senses you pulling for attention, curiosity disappears. But when someone feels space, their brain starts asking questions. Why hasn't he texted again? Is he busy? Did he lose interest? Silence can create mystery, not the manipulative kind, but the natural kind. Because people notice changes in patterns. If you are always available, always responding instantly, always initiating, then suddenly you're just living your life, that contrast sparks curiosity, and curiosity is one of the most powerful forces in attraction. 6. Maintain your emotional dignity. This one matters more than most people realize. When someone starts ignoring you, your emotional system feels threatened. So some people react with frustration, passive-aggressive texts, sarcastic comments, or the classic, Wow, guess you're too busy now. But here's the deeper psychology. Those responses aren't really about her. They're about protecting your ego. And while that reaction feels justified in the moment, it quietly lowers your emotional position. Because emotional dignity isn't about pretending you don't care. It's about caring without collapsing. You can like someone. You can enjoy their presence. But your self-respect doesn't depend on their response time. That calm emotional posture sends a powerful signal. You value connection, but you value yourself more. 7. Be willing to walk away from one-sided energy. This is the hardest truth. Sometimes the silence isn't temporary. Sometimes it is a signal. Not every connection continues. Not every attraction grows. And that's okay, because healthy dynamics are reciprocal. Interest flows both ways. Effort flows both ways. When you're the only one initiating, checking in, pushing conversation forward, that's not connection. That's one-sided emotional investment. Walking away from that isn't bitterness. It's clarity. You're not rejecting someone. You're simply recognizing that attraction needs mutual energy and protecting your emotional bandwidth. Final thought. Here's the deeper lesson in all of this. When someone starts ignoring you, the real test isn't about getting their attention back. It's about how you respond to uncertainty. Do you chase? Do you panic? Do you lose yourself trying to restore the connection? Or do you stay grounded in who you are? Because the most attractive trait in human behavior isn't perfection. It's emotional stability. The ability to stay calm even when the signal gets quiet. And when you master that, you stop reacting to silence. You start understanding it. And suddenly, you're no longer chasing attention. You're living a life people naturally gravitate toward.